If I'm lying, I'm flying. Man, you know Thanksgiving's supposed to be a happy time of the year, man. But you won't believe this. Your boy Ray J got into it with his baby mama over the Thanksgiving holiday, man. Yeah, that's right, man. Your boy Ray J got into it with his baby mama over the Thanksgiving holiday. You know, they're not together, allegedly, but, you know, she came over bringing the kids over for a Thanksgiving meal. You know, she even cooked for Ray J. But, you know, things went left, man. That's right, things went left, man. You know, her and Ray J got into an argument because Ray J felt that she was intoxicated. Yeah, he said that her and her cousin was drunk and they got into it. They got to arguing. I guess she wanted to leave and Ray J wasn't having it. But she also had another family member there that proceeded to stop, you know, the argument from her and Ray J getting into it. And, you know, she said Ray J pulled a gun on her. Man, I can't make this up. Ray J pulled a gun on her and it got real messy, man. And him and the guy, they got into a wrestling match. Yeah, they got into some WWF type shit, you know, and they got all into it, man. And Ray J ended up going to jail. It's getting crazy, man. You know, I don't understand this, man, how, you know, these guys, man, with all this money, these entertainers, man, they want to be street ninjas. You know, I remember Ray J, man, you know, from being an actor, you know, being Brandy's brother off of Moesha, you know what I mean, to becoming, trying to be a thug. I don't get these guys, man. They have a blessed-ass lifestyle, millions of dollars, but then I guess they get bored to them, and they want to supposed to be gangsters now. But, you know, Ray J, he don't messed up this time, man, by pulling a firearm on a female. He might be going to prison. Yeah, man, you know, when it comes to this domestic violence, you know, these people, they're cracking down on that, yo. They're really cracking down on that, you know, because a lot of females is being unalived through domestic violence, and they ain't going for it, man. Yeah, especially if you down south and you in California. But Ray J did go to jail. He did make bond. But, you know, that's something that he got to go in front of the judge for. But to be honest with you, sometimes, man, when you know you don't get along with people, you need to stay the hell from around them, man, even on the holidays, because it's just a holiday. You know, a lot of these are just man-made holidays. You know, Thanksgiving is every day if you free and you alive. But, you know, she went over there trying to do the family thing with the kids, and it just didn't go right, man. And here's my take on that. You know y'all don't get along, and she already don't spit venom, don't put salt on your name in front of her family members. I would kind of feel jacked up. I would feel effed up anyway, going in front of your family members, knowing that they don't really like me in the first place. That's what Ray J went wrong at in the first place. That he shouldn't have even went over, even had her over there, you know, with the family members and stuff, man. You know, he should have just had the kids over there or did something in public, you know what I mean, where him and the kids could have got together where she wasn't even involved. You know, I think it's a little hanky-panky going around where they in a toxic relationship and he still might be clapping them cheeks, you know, and they still got that toxic love, and they still entangled in that love triangle, man. But, you know, that could go bad. You know, somebody could have been unalived on that situation on Thanksgiving. You know, I just thank God that nobody was really physically harmed and though nobody was shot, because it could have went left, man. You know, why would Ray J pull out a blicky on somebody and not use it anyway? Not saying that he should have shot homeboy, but why would you do that? Because it could have went left on Ray J behalf. The other dude, her cousin, could have pulled out a gun and shot Ray J. I mean, you can't just be pulling out pistols on people and you're not going to use them. You can't do that, man. As a grown man, you should know better. That's how I know that Ray J is really not from the street and he doing all this just for entertainment, trying to get into the algorithm. But I guess what? He got his wish. He got in the algorithm. Now he's being charged, man, probably with, you know what I mean, domestic violence on a female, you know. And that, like I said, man, that could get bad, man, you putting your hands on a female. But not only did you put your hands on a female, you pulled a gun on her. You pulled a pistol on your baby mama. Why would you do that? Man, when it get that bad, when you gotta pull a gun out on your baby mama and threaten to unalive her, man, y'all don't need to be around each other at all. Because if it happened one time, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen again. But what's gonna happen the next time when y'all get to arguing and y'all both been drinking and then you pull a gun on her and accidentally kill her? It's gonna be too late to look back. You know, I remember a story in high school about a guy who accidentally killed this baby mama. Yeah, man, you know, they was playing around with a gun, you know, arguing and stuff. He had a 357 and he accidentally blew her head off, allegedly now. You know, who really knows, was it an accident or not? Because you be in the heat of the moment, you know, y'all arguing, you know, not paying attention, you trying to scare her. She grabbed a gun, and all you got to do is accidentally hit that trigger. All you got to do is accidentally hit that trigger, and the judge going to go ahead and give you 30 or 40 years, or might give you a life sentence, man. Just for the simple fact is that you did that in front of those kids. And that's something that's going to scar them kids, man. That's something that them kids going to remember, you know, all of their life. You know, probably every time they think of Thanksgiving. You know, every time they think of Thanksgiving, they're going to think about, man, I remember when my dad had pulled out a gun over the Thanksgiving turkey and tried to kill my damn mama. Now, ain't that a real crazy way to remember some Thanksgiving? Every time Thanksgiving come and you trying to eat some ham and turkey and stuffing, you think about your daddy pulling out a 9mm and trying to kill your mama? Man, that right there is diabolical, man. You know, I don't understand these so-called celebrities now, that they got all this fame and they got all this fortune, but they still want to be out here in the street. They still want to be a street ninja, instead of thanking God that they blessed and they got everything they need, and they got to be out, and they don't got to be out here in the street really dealing with this. When you're a real one, man, you know, you don't want to be wasting your time on no drama. You don't want to be wasting your time on no type of foolishness, man. You're trying to stay out the way. You're trying to stay out of jail. You're trying to live the best life you can. But unfortunately, you know, Ray J over there, man, you know, living this life, boy, ain't got nothing else to do. You know, ain't probably making no hits right now. You know, want to be seen, want to keep his name out here in the algorithm, and he messed up. I mean, he truly messed up, you know, and who knows how it's going to end. But, you know, Whack 100 came, you know, and tried to, you know, be the mediator, you know, in what was going on, and when they got the boy. So, you know, it was a real crazy situation on Thanksgiving, man, that Ray J, y'all favorite superstar, just got out of control, man. That alcohol is the devil's poison, man. That's why if you can't handle your liquor, man, don't drink. And y'all do me a favor. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, knowledge is power, and stay solid is the movement. I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. I'm out.